What's up, everyone? This is Nick Wietosh of Sleeper Sports Media and the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm going to do the play-by-play for the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky game, the rematch of this season already. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, of course, the stories that keep on writing themselves with this young young talent roster, of this draft class in the WNBA for this year. We're already underway. 8:40 left in the first. It's 4-4. Aaliyah Boston just scored. Carmilla Cardoso just started off the game getting the first points for Chicago. Indiana answered right away. And now we are 8:30. Chicago with the ball. They just missed a layup. Clark has it. They're going up, getting set up. And there is a foul showing Angel Reese. I would assume that it is on her. Inbound from Indiana, looking for Clark. Carter once again guarding Clark. We all know what happened the last time with this matchup. Clark to Boston. Boston up and in, 6-4 Indiana. Aaliyah Boston, Thursday versus Atlanta, 27 points, which matched her career high. There is Chicago with a quick 2, 6-6. Christy Wallace with the 3, didn't go. Indiana with the rebound, back to Wallace, goes up and in for the easy 2. I'm going to get the game cast up here in a second. One second. Coach Ed is here. Randy's here. Thank you guys for jumping in. Randy, let's hope Sleep Sports Media and the Fever and Clark pull out this W. Have a great stream. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Of course, these are my co-hosts for the Full Court Press, which will be coming back on Thursday at its normal time, 7 p.m. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday, good Father's Day, and good stream later on with the UFL Championship. Here's Carter, or Reese, sorry. Gets it to fall, 8-8 with 6:25 left in the first. Clark has it. Clark with an off-balance looking 3, but drains it from the parking lot once again. 11-8 Indiana. Hopefully Caitlin can get the feeling back for her long distance shots. Once again, the ESPN Gamecast shows it a little bit ahead of what the CBS broadcast is showing. So the screen will say 13-8, but I'm looking at 11-8 with 6 minutes left in the first. Clark with the ball once again. Going up and around for an easy 2. Let's just let Caitlin do her thing. Thank you, Coach Ed. Appreciate that. And as they go to timeout after a Caitlin Clark layup with a 13-8 lead, Philly Special Cards, how's it going? And thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to go on over to the networks page, which I see a lot of people are from. So the people on the networks page from Facebook, jump in, say what's up, check in. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you, Philly Special Cards. So looking at the quick, just some updates from the rematch. Of course, this is the rematch. Of course, their second meeting this year. We all know what happened in the first one. The Sky lost and dropped that one to the Fever at home, which was, of course, surrounded by the controversial dirty play from Kennedy Carter. Um, since then, we have had some ups and downs with both teams. Of course, more drama surrounding this, as you would as you know. Coach Ed, hit the like and subscribe, select notifications, share on all social platforms. You already know the drill, as Coach Ed just said. I'm trying to find some quick stats to throw our way here as we are in commercial. Wait for the game to resume. I really hope this can be a breakout game for Caitlin Clark. We're back to the broadcast. They're showing Clark walking around on the floor and Angel Reese on the bench walking to the floor. So hopefully these two once again can show why they are probably 1 and 2 in this draft class. So some stats real quick while we wait for the game to resume. They just showed the Carter and Clark play. They're showing the aggressiveness and physicality from the WNBA to these young rookies. And I mean, it is what it is, but enough is enough. At what point do you say, okay, let's slow it down. Let's give them a break. Some stats and team averages. The Fever are averaging 78.5 points per game. Their opponents are averaging 89.4. Rebounds, offensive rebounds 8.4 to 8.9, defensive rebounds 23.5 to 26.9. Caitlin Clark is averaging 32.7 minutes per game, 15.6 points per game, 0.6 offensive rebounds, and 4.3 defensive rebounds per game. We're back with the action. Ball out of bounds. Then it looks like 5:20 left, 13-8. Chicago already has 6 offensive rebounds in this game. Indiana with 1, and it is Chicago's ball. The inbound to Angel Reese. Missed layup. I saw a blue flash on my screen. Hopefully it's not Uncle Howdy for all my wrestling fans watching. Indiana with the ball. Not sure. That's interesting. Now ESPN is showing 15-12, and I'm still seeing 15-8. It was 7-0 run with for Indiana that just ended with Chicago hitting the 2 from Carter. Clark with a 3 attempt, no good. Carter rebound. Quick and easy layup. 15-12 with 4:25 left in the first quarter. Clark to Wallace, over to Mitchell. Some contact allowed there. Gets the roll for the layup. That look from Cardoso to Carter was pretty nasty. And you come back, they get another quick 2. 15-12, 4:17 left in the first. Can't get the layup to fall for I think that was Wallace. A three from Chicago, deep from the side. No one even near her. 15-15, 3:56 left. Of course, Gamecast is showing 18-17. 7-0 team run in the last minute for Chicago now. There is Wallace with the three. Katie Lou with the three. Angel Reese puts it up, gets the layup. 18-17. 3:25 left. Clark coming up the court. Over to Katie Lou. Going in. Foul is called. Timeout is called. We're showing Caitlin Clark. 7 3-point field goal made at Washington, tied most by rookie in a single game all time. Right now, she ranks first in points per game, assists per game, 3 points, and then fourth in another quick stat that went by too fast for me to see what it said. Carter going in with the two. 19-18. Hopefully now I'm caught up with Gamecast. Clark going around. Walks right into a triple team which is headed by Carter. Finally, Katie Lou goes right up to it and separates it real quick. Nothing crazy going on with Carter and Clark right there. I believe the foul was called on number 11 for Chicago. I don't have the rosters with me. Caitlin Clark has 7 points, 3 or 4 field goals already. The inbound, Katie Lou to Aaliyah Boston. Over to Clark. And turnover by Indiana leads to Carter points. 21-18. Back to Clark. Over to Samuelson. To Wallace. Up and in for the easy two. 21-20 with 2:30. Very quick and fast-paced game right now so far. Carter around. Over to Angel Reese. Aaliyah Boston on her, tight and tough. Gets the denial. Clark, Samuelson, Wallace. Indiana has 5 blocks already. Chicago with 1. 2 minutes, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Indiana taking their time. Going in. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound, Aaliyah Boston. Puts it up and no. 1:51 left in the first. 21-20 Chicago Sky lead. Aaliyah Boston shooting free throws. Coming off their game Thursday night at Atlanta, 27 points, 12 of 21 field goals, and 13 rebounds, a tied career high in points. She misses the first one. New York Liberty and Phoenix Mercury, Tuesday, 10 Eastern on CBS. So shout out to Coach Ed for the Liberty being in action on Tuesday. Aaliyah Boston misses both free throws. The Indiana Fever are now in the bonus. Carter up, gets it to fall. Carter is on one right now. I'm finally ahead of Gamecast. 23-20. That is the second lead change. Indiana drains a 3. We have another tie. That is up to 6 ties now. 1:15 left in the first. Cardoso with the ball. Over to the side. A 3 attempt, no good. Cardoso with the rebound. Dish out. Chicago with another 3. No. Aaliyah Boston with the rebound. To Wallace. Clark is calling for the ball. Going in. No for the 2. Cardoso with the rebound. There we go. Now Gamecast is back up and running. Don't know what that was. Thank you, Coach Ed. Chicago shooting free throws. This game is why the future of the W will be strong. Young talent that can compete at a high level. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Very strong draft class, and hopefully the strong draft classes just keep coming and coming. Indiana with the ball here. 20 seconds left in the first. Over to Clark. Puts it up. No. Shot clock violation, I believe. With 18.4 left in the first. 19.1. They put time back on. 3 turnovers for Indiana, 1 for Chicago so far. And Chicago just going to let it run right down before a last second shot with 5.2. Misses. Aaliyah Boston with the rebound. Caitlin Clark met right away, of course. Can't get a shot off to end the first quarter. 26-23 is how we go into the second. Back to some stats for the Fever. Kelsey Mitchell, 12 games out of 14 games total. She's started 12, 29.4 minutes per game, 15.4 points per game, 1.4 rebounds per game. Assists per game is 2. Caitlin Clark leading the team with points per game is no surprise. Going over to see some. I just had a screen that was showing me their last 5 with Chicago and Indiana will meet again on Sunday, June 23rd, this time in Chicago. That will be on ESPN in the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. Can't wait for that matchup for the 3rd time this season. Hopefully, Indiana goes in there with a 2-0 lead head to head. Can't wait for Juju Watkins from USC to get here in 2 or 3 years. I agree. I saw her on the documentary that they did. Definitely looks like it's going to be another big name. Hopefully, headlining another draft class, but not overshadowing everyone else in the draft class like we have right now with Clark and REESE and all the other big names that are sadly looked at as overshadowing the draft class. With you have names like Kate Martin, who went to the draft just to support Caitlin and ended up getting picked by the back-to-back champs. So hopefully that is Not the case for Juju and her class. 4-8 Chicago Sky, 4-10 Indiana Fever, 26-23 at the start of the second. Currently interviewing Marina Mabry, 6 points, three of 6 field goals, 1 assist. One of the 3 that was on the triple team for Clark as she went in towards the end of the first there. Got not held up in a bad way from Carter, but was a little eyebrow raising, if you if I say so. Clark on the bench to start the second. Wallace, Samuelson, Leah Boston to Wallace again. 5 on the shot clock to Boston. Puts it up. No. Rebound, Chicago. Mabry. 10 of 17 for field goals for Indiana, 12 of 27 for Chicago. Cardoso with the ball. Back and forth from Chicago. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up. No. Rebound. Goes out of bounds, and it is Chicago's ball. Inbound and a quick shot from Chicago. Mabry makes it 28-23. 9 minutes left. Aaliyah Boston with the ball. Over to Wallace. Puts it up. Gets it to go. 28-25, as we are seeing on ESPN Gamecast. Sean Clark again on the bench to start the second. Some contact under the basket. Foul called on Indiana. Christy Sides does not like it. Caught on Samuelson. Nothing. That was a Samuelson wanted to travel, but they called it on her for the contact, I believe, as we go to a commercial. Thank you to the 10 people watching, especially on the Facebook page for the network. We appreciate that definitely as we're trying to grow. Don't forget to hit the follow. Also, like the page and share it out. That was, I agree, Coach Ed. When as they showed the replay, you can definitely see it. Going to commercial again. Gamecast is still showing that they called a foul on Samuelson. Sorry for the lag if it's being shown on your end. My laptop is trying to keep up. It is sounding like it's gonna like a jet is trying to take off. So any lag and pauses is just me waiting for it to catch back up. Other games that are on today. We have Seattle and Phoenix on ABC at 3 o'clock. The Sparks and the Dream also at 3 o'clock on ESPN3, and that one is on the WNBA League Pass. Restrictions will apply. As we talked about in the last episode of the Full Court Press, Seattle and Phoenix, two of those teams out in the West that are very tough to play. Seattle quickly turning their season around. Seems like they got off to a slow start and lost games they shouldn't have. Won games close. We're back to action. They are showing the replay again. Definitely looks like a travel. If anything, she's the one that stepped on Samuelson, and that's how she got tripped up. I believe they are reviewing it. Showing it with the taking a look at the shot before that. Mabry shot as the shot clock expired. Cardoso's in the mix with the ref, talking it out. 8:36 left. Christy Sides is talking with the officials, and we get back into action. Four on the shot clock for Chicago. In another block. Another pause in the action here. I believe they called a jump ball. One second on the shot clock. It doesn't matter. Indiana wins the jump ball. From Boston to Wallace, back to Boston. Indiana turnover. Mabry has the ball. Into Cardoso. Easy two. 30-25. Samuelson to Boston. Samuelson for three. Makes it. 30-28. 7.5 to go until halftime. This is a very close game, very good game, good paced up until the many stops that we've had. And another timeout. Clark checks back in. Showing an ad for Jeremy Renner's Mayor of Kingstown. New season's now streaming on Paramount Plus. I just started it. Just got caught all the way back up to where they are currently in season 3 as we get back into the action. Clark with the ball. Samuelson with 6 points, 2 of 3 for threes. Layup attempt from Chicago, no good. Some contact there at the end, no called. Mabry over to the right. Carter looking for the ball. To Carter. Step back, no. Rebound Cardoso, puts it up, yes. 32-28. 6:40 left in the second. Clark with the ball. I got to get my rosters. Clark missed shot. Clark. Melissa Smith into the game and gets the layup right underneath the basket. 32-30, 6:23 left in the second. Carter with the ball over to Mainbury. No. Smith with the rebound to Clark. Clark to Smith to Clark. 3 attempted. No. Smith puts it up. Gets the foul. It was another very off balance 3 from Caitlin. Smith puts it up, gets it to fall, gets the contact from Cardoso, and 1. 6 points for Kelsey Mitchell. Smith at the line. Misses, can't get the 3. Inbound to Chicago. Indiana 0 for 3 on free throws so far. Mainbury with the ball. REESE looking over to Carter. Carter in, up. Can't get it to fall. Cardoso and Boston fighting for the rebound. Over to Mitchell for 3. Gets it to go. 35-32, 5:12 left in the second. Chicago with the ball. Clark. 7 ties in this game, 3 lead changes. Biggest for Chicago is 5. Biggest for Indiana is 7. Mainbury with the ball. Guarded by Hall. Draws the foul. I believe this is the turning point for this game. Mainbury is showing the frustration. Clark with the ball. 7-0 team run for Indiana in the last minute and 30. Smith. No. Cardoso rebound. Pass to Angel REESE. And a pause in the action. Cardoso with the ball to Mainbury. Puts it up. Weirdly, Angel REESE rebound, gets the layup. Angel REESE there, not afraid to get in physical, get a little contact, and fight for that easy 2. As well as drawing the foul. 6.7 rebounds for the rookie Angel REESE. We are waiting yet again. Makes the free throw. Another tie in this game. At least on my end. Gamecast is showing a little bit ahead yet again. Clark to Mitchell to Smith to Mitchell. And another stop in the action. 4:11 left in the second until halftime. That is Alyssa Smith's 3rd. She is checking out. Samuelson is back in for the Fever, checking in for Alyssa Smith, who has 3 personal fouls now, 37-35. Chicago, of course, Gamecast is showing they are tied yet again. 5 turnovers for Indiana, 3 for Chicago. Chicago with the ball again. Angel Reese once again calling for the ball, does not get it. Layup up, no good. Rebound, Samuelson to Mitchell. Going around and gets it, fighting for it. 2:37 left, 3:37 left, 37-37. Mitchell to the line. Carter checking out. That's her third. Indiana gets their first free throw. 38-37, 3.5 minutes left until halftime. 9 ties, 5 lead changes. Biggest for Chicago is still 5. Biggest for Indiana is 7. Cardoso, layup attempt, no. Clark with the rebound. To Boston, back to Clark. Clark around. To Mitchell for 3. No. Rebound Chicago. Now the pace is picking up yet again. No from Chicago. To Boston. Up. Gets it to go. Everyone just kind of stopped there. I don't know what that was. From Christy Wallace to Boston. And a timeout yet again. Broadcast from CBS goes to commercial. For the 6 people watching, what do you think of the game? Game so far, Coach Ed. I know if you're still here. I do appreciate you stopping by. Philly Special Cards. If you're still here, and Randy, if you guys are all still here, thank you for stopping by on the YouTube channel. And the 5 that are on the Facebook page for the network, please jump into the comments. So the YouTube page is not the only one talking to me, as we are in timeout for the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever game. 12 people now. Back to 10. So 5-5 on the YouTube and on the Facebook page. Running through the rankings real quick. Regular season, of course. Regular season, and then the Commissioner's Cup as we wait for the game to resume. Connecticut 12-1, New York Liberty 12-2, Minnesota 10-3, Seattle 9-4, Las Vegas 6-6, Phoenix 6-7, Atlanta 5-6, Chicago 4-8, Sparks 4-9, Indiana 4-10, and Dallas 3-9, and then Washington at 2-12. And then you have the Commissioner's Cup, of course, broken into conferences, and we do know who will be in the championship game yet again. Got the Liberty 5-0, Connecticut 4-1, Indiana 3-2, Washington 1-4, Chicago 1-4, Atlanta 1-4, Minnesota 4-1, Seattle 4-1, Phoenix 3-2, Sparks 2-3, Vegas 2-3, Dallas 0-5. This game is the future of the WNBA. 2 teams will soon be fighting for championships again, and SAN get more money from them. Yeah, the fans get more money from them. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch these two go at it for the next couple of years, build up a rivalry. They're showing past champions Indiana Fever won in 2012. Hopefully, at some point, they're getting back to doing that. I would, of course, love to see a Fever and Aces matchup in the finals, just to see Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin battle it out once again. Their matchup the first time was very one sided for Vegas, as a lot of the matchups so far for Indiana have been this year. Mainbury with the ball. Mitchell, Samuelson, Wallace, and Boston and Clark are in the game. Foul on Clark, who does not like it. Or Samuelson, sorry. REESE to the line. Thursday, Los Angeles at New York on Prime. Friday, Indiana at Atlanta on Ion. Connecticut and Vegas at Ion also on Friday at 10 p.m. Indiana at 7:30. I would do a play-by-play for that game, but I will be doing SmackDown with Earl on the Wrestling Experience and Hardcore Sports Network for Friday Night SmackDown watch along. 40-39 Indiana over Chicago right now. Chicago in the bonus. Angel Reese, 9 points, 36 from the field, 7 rebounds. Clark with the ball. And another Clark turnover, but there is contact drawn and called. 2:15 until the half. Boston over to Clark. To Samuelson for 3. No. Boston with the rebound. Samuelson around to Wallace. 3. No. Rebound Chicago. Angel Reese. 11 offensive rebounds for Chicago, 4 for Indiana. That is obviously one of the biggest things that I think Indiana can work on. The rebounds, Reese for at the top for 3 with a little pump fake and stop, and then a pass to drain the 3. 42-40 Chicago, with 125. Indiana's 5 of 10 for 3. Chicago's 2 for 5. Boston up and in, gets it to go. 42-42, another tie in this game with 1:10 before the half. Cardoso. Leah Boston, 8 points, 4 of 6 for the field, and 4 rebounds. Wallace with the rebound and the 3. And no, ball goes out of bounds. Reminder to vote for your All-Star teams. Voting goes until the 29th. You can vote once every 24 hours. Don't forget to tweet out to the network for your picks for your WNBA All-Star game live from Phoenix on July 20th. It will be Team USA versus Team WNBA. Mitch is in the building. Not much, Mitch. Very, very good game. Very tight game. Close game. 44-42 Indiana. Just about to head to halftime. So thank you for stopping in. We can stop in for halftime, chat a little bit, so I don't have to overwork my computer and find more stats to read off and to talk about. Caitlin Clark, 9 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 4 rebounds. As we go to halftime, I'm going to pull up. And we are at halftime, 47-43. at the half for a lead for Indiana. I'm still seeing 10.5. Chicago just drained a free throw. So 44-43, what I'm seeing with 10.5. Of course, that is not where we're at. Clark, Samuelson, a three to end the half with 1.1. Clark with the assist there. And that is that 47-43. That is your halftime score. First half score as we go into halftime. I'm going to stop that for a second. I'm going to go over to WNBA.com. I'm going to do my vote for the All-Star game live. Hopefully I am signed in for my WNBA with my League Pass account. Go to All-Star voting. There we go. All right. All-Star vote. We got our front court. So Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Darica Henby. So Brittany Griner is showing up to be able to vote for her on Team WNBA. So there has been rumors, and I've been seeing stuff all over Facebook that she is off of Team USA and that Caitlin will be the one filling in. I'll look up that, and we can talk a little bit more about that as I finish out my votes. Maddie Segrist and Angel Reese. Aaliyah Boston. Those are my picks for the front court. And the guards. Kelsey Plum, of course. Taurasi, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. That's it. Review and submit. All right. So I'm currently downloading my picks so I can post them to Twitter and tweet them at the network, post them on the Facebook page for the network. So please do the same. Get your picks in, tweet them out to me, tweet them out to the network. We can feature them on shows just like this, on the Full Court Press podcast, and plenty more places to get the interactions with you guys watching at home. Some first half stats. We got 40 points, 40.0 field goal percentage, or 40% from the field for Chicago, 57.1 for the field from Indiana, 2 for 5 for threes for Chicago, Indiana 6 of 12. And that is that. A lot of contact being allowed so far in this game. Seeing Caitlin Clark go up and around, putting it up. So easy. Another deep three for Clark. And Samuelson, of course, nailing that three at the end of the half. Melissa Smith, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Christy Wallace, and Aaliyah Boston were the starters for the Indiana Fever. As we await for the second half to start, thank you for the 6 people tuning back in. Just giving it time to for my computer to catch up on itself. Very, very good game. Hopefully the 3 o'clock games today are just as good. Going to look for some quick first half stats, game leaders, and things like that as we wait for the half to resume. So game leaders: Angel Reese, 9 points, 3 of 6 from the field. Rebounds: Cardoso. Assists is Evans for Chicago. Kelsey Mitchell with 10 points. Caitlin Clark, 4 rebounds. Caitlin Clark, 4 assists for Indiana. Elizabeth Williams is out for Chicago. Estimated return date is August 15th. Indiana. Temi is out until the 19th, and Dantis is also out until the 19th. Trying to look at the injury report here. Atlanta Dream, Jordan Canada out until the 19th. Hand is out for Sunday's game against the Sparks. Megan Hall of USA, that was reported from USA Today's Megan Hall. Chicago Sky's Elizabeth Williams is out June 8th. She went out with a knee, has been ruled out for Saturday's game and is expected to undergo surgery on her meniscus. ESPN's Tarika Foster Brosby has reported. For the Connecticut Sun, Mariah Jefferson, estimated return date is June 18th. She is day to day. No word on what her injury is. Missed the mark. They're showing USA basketball. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Arike Ojumbwale for Dallas, Skylar Diggins Smith, Ariel Atkins, Ojumike, and two more other names that did not make the team. Can't believe we're still talking about this as I continue with the injury reports across the WNBA. Dallas has Natasha Howard returning July 1st, estimated day. June 13th, Howard had a foot injury, is expected to return for the Wings on July 1st in their matchup against the Storm. This is according to Take Flight. You have Satul Sabali, estimated return date of August 16th. June 5th, Coach Trammell said that it was a shoulder, probably won't be back until after the Olympics, which end on the 11th. Landon Thompson of the Wings Bulletin reports. And Jaylen Brown out until July 1st on June 5th. Coach Trammell said Wednesday that Brown was sick and would be out for an extended period of time. Indiana already went over them. And the Vegas Aces, Kirsten Bell, estimated return date is June 19th. On June 15th, it was a lower leg. She was ruled out for Saturday's matchup against the Liberty. Callie Lawson Freeman of the Los Angeles Review-Journal reported. The Sparks are missing Azura Stevens. No comment on her estimated return date is the 22nd of June. Minnesota is still missing Diamond Miller, as we talked about on the Full Court Press podcast. This Thursday, hopefully more updates can come so we can cover that on this week's episode. And then the Liberty, Courtney Vandersloot, expected return date June 18th. On the 15th, Coach Brandello said Saturday that it was a personal issue and that's why she was out for the matchup against the Aces. This was reported by Windsor Reports and Geoff Magichetti. Naira Sabali on the 14th had a back issue and was ruled out for Saturday's game against the Aces. Same report from the same source. Brittany Skies and Shakira Austin for the Mystics. Skies' estimated return date is the 29th. Austin's is the 19th. Skies suffered a left foot sprain and will be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. The head coach told Kareem Copeland of the Washington Post on Friday, and Austin had a hip injury, won't play on Friday's game versus the Sky. That's an injury report from across the league and the WNBA. Looking at some stats so far, offensive leaders: A'ja Wilson, 28 points per game, leading that one. Also leading in rebounds per game at 11.5. Alyssa Thomas, 8.2 assists, leading that. Caitlin Clark at 6.0 is a notable rookie on that list. And then, of course, blocks. Speaking of rookies, Cameron Brink is now down to second on blocks for the entire league at 2.7. I believe for rookies, she still has the number one spot. Kayla McBride for Minnesota with 3-pointers made per game at 3.5. Kelsey Plum and then Taurasi finishing off that list. Arike for Dallas has 2.9 steals per game. Breonna Stewart also on that list. Angel Reese on that list as well. Some teams stats. Vegas Aces averaging 86.8 points per game. 3 points per game. 10. Minnesota at 10.6, but 86.2 points per game overall. They, of course, have only played 12 and 13 games, and there are only 3 teams that have played 14 games: the Mystics, the Fever, and the Liberty. The Liberty are averaging 86.1. Indiana with 78.5, and then Washington at 75.9. Very, very, very lopsided list here looking at it. Connecticut, of course, allowing 70.8, Minnesota 76, New York 76.4, Seattle 78.1, Chicago 80.3, and then it just keeps going up in there. Indiana allowing the most points is something I really want to see them work on. It is just it's not been a fun start to the season for the Indiana Fever and this very young team. Of course, their schedule was tough to start it off. They haven't been able to practice. They haven't been able to rest at all, do anything, much of anything besides play game after game and travel from city to city. We're getting ready to start the third quarter again. Angel Reese, of course, 9 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 8 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 10 points, 4 of 9 from the field, and 2 rebounds. All right, getting ready to start the third quarter. If I still got people joining in or that have stayed here, I appreciate it. Watching me ramble some stats off, some thoughts off as we start the second half of this big time and future rivalry that we have here in the W. Let me get my screen back over to the Gamecast so everyone here can see it a little bit ahead of what I'm calling. Here we go. We're underway on my screen from the CBS broadcast, but as we see, Aaliyah Boston has already made a layup, and there is Mainbury with a layup, Angel Reese with a block, Boston with a rebound, Boston with a missed shot, Angel Reese with a rebound, and then some slow play pace reset maybe. So I'm seeing 9:30 already, 49-43 Indiana. Mainbury to Cardoso, back to Mainbury, makes it. Cardoso's really falling in and getting her feet settled with the adjustment of her missing the first couple of games, and now in her first full month of June in the WNBA. Clark around to Smith. Smith puts it up, does not make it. Boston with the rebound. Like I said, the rebound attempt. Caitlin Clark lost ball, turnover. Carter. That's not what you like to read and see if you're a Clark fan. Mainbury with a deep three is good. Boston. The inbound to Wallace Smith. Over to, I believe that was Hall. Boston to Mitchell. Good. All right. You can see on the Gamecast, the Fever did have called a timeout with 7:26 left in the third. It is 55-51. That's there's the turnover. I'm now seeing the turnover from Clark. Carter up. Good. 52-51 Chicago off that Clark turnover. 7:50 left in the third as we get Hall taking the ball down. Or Wallace to Boston. Over to Clark. Clark for three. Does not make it. Chicago with the rebound. Lindsay Allen with the rebound, and Mainbury for three, which is good. 55-51. We are caught back up with the Fever and their timeout. Seven people watching right now. Appreciate it. All leave a like on all the streams, the network's Facebook stream. Share that out. Follow and like the page. My channel. Appreciate it. Leave a like. Answer the question in the poll. Share it out, and the network's YouTube. Appreciate the viewer there as well. Leave a like there. Share it out. And then jump over to the Facebook page. We can get you followed on there so you're not missing anything from any social medias on the network side of things. Don't forget to follow the network on Twitter, myself on Twitter, and everyone else that you always see on this channel over there on the great app known as Twitter. We'll be right back with the action as we are still in timeout and commercial. As I said, whenever Coach Ed jumped in, they are doing the UFL championship stream on the network. That is today at, I believe it's at 4, I want to say. St. Louis and San Antonio. The Brahmas getting there was a given. And then for me, the XFL side was a toss up with St. Louis and San Antonio. If I will say that I'm more of a San Antonio fan than I am a St. Louis fan. I do know someone who is close and is um is dating a player on the Battlehawks. So that's pretty cool. The championship trophy has arrived to St. Louis, so the game is taking place in St. Louis, but the Battlehawks are not in the championship game. The San Antonio did reach the title game by defeating the Battlehawks 25-15 on the road to the in the XFL Conference Championship last week. Birmingham roared back from a 15-point deficit to beat the Michigan Panthers 31-18 in the USFL Conference Championship game. There were 6 turnovers in the third quarter alone, and the Stallions had 7 during the entire regular season before giving it away 4 times against the Panthers last week. So that's pretty crazy that's how the conference championship shook out. So again, we have Sunday at 5 o'clock. So today at 5, we have the Birmingham Stallions and the Brahmas in the UFL 2024 UFL championship game. More on that at the next commercial as we are back with the action on the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever game. Melissa Smith with 4 to shoot, puts it up, gets the 2 right there at the buzzer beater. Of course, we're now seeing Carter missed a 10-foot jumper, so we should be just about caught up, if not about 30 seconds behind. Evans to Carter, over to Mainbury, to REESE. REESE a spin, puts a layup up, no, gets her own rebound, puts it up again, no, gets a rebound attempt, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be Indiana ball. 12 offensive rebounds for the Fever, or for the Sky, 4 for the Fever. Clark with a rebound there. 6:15 in the third. Mitchell with the good 2. I'm still at 6:02. 11th tie. 8 lead changes. Carter just went up and put one in. Boston to Mitchell. Erica Wheeler has checked in. Another turnover for the Fever. Clark guarding. Defense there from Clark. Don't know if it was the footsteps. No good on the layup there. Boston with the rebound over to Clark. Clark with Carter. Contact from Carter. No extracurriculars. Live tonight at 8 o'clock. 77th Annual Tony Awards on CBS. So stay tuned and watch that later tonight. Of course, also tonight, you have Mayor of Kingstown, another episode of that. I believe this is episode 3 or episode 4 of season 3. Here comes Dana Evans in for Carter with 5:20 left. She checks out after her fourth personal. Clark to Smith. Over to Wallace. Clark. 3 doesn't fall, goes in and out. Mainbury with the rebound. Over to REESE. No. Boston with the rebound to Clark. Clark for 3. Yes. Drains it. 58-57. 4:50 left in the third. 5 of 10 third quarter field goals for the Fever. 6 of 11 for the Sky. Another block from the Fever. Clark again to Boston. Gets it to go. 60-57. 4:30 left in the third. Hopefully this is where we can see the Fever run away with this one. I'm in the mood for a big Fever win, especially being over Chicago, a big rival. We're seeing a 9-2 run by the Fever. Mainbury puts it up. Gets it to go. 60-59. Clark with the ball. 4 minutes left in the third. Clark up and around. Gets it to go. Another 2 for Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese at the top. Caitlin Clark with 14 points, 6 of 10 from the field, and 6 rebounds. Gets the ball again, going up over to Wallace for 3. No. Boston with the rebound. Guarded tough there by Cardoso. Believe the contact was definitely called. 62-59. Indiana. A lot of good passes right there on the Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston, easy bucket right there. Ref talking to Teaspoon. Aaliyah Boston at the line at 3:40. She has 12 points tonight, 9 rebounds. Misses yet again. CBS College Women Sports Awards presented by Honda on CBS is June 24th at 7 o'clock. Aaliyah Boston gets the second one to roll. 3:40, 63-59. Indiana's 2 for 6 from the foul line, and a Erica Wheeler foul is called. 3:27 left in the third. 63-59. Indiana is leading. 9 blocks for Indiana, 2 for Chicago. Wheeler is met right at the baseline. Clark is on the bench. Pass to Smith, no good. Turnover. Saved it from going out of bounds, but then turned the ball over. Dana Evans going up. Gets the 2 to roll. And the foul. Dana Evans going to the line with a chance to make this a 1-point game. Looks like she does, according to Gamecast. Thank you for the 5 people who are still watching. 3 on the network, 2 on the network's Facebook page, 2 on the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 63-62 with 3 minutes left in the third. Clark is back in the game. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was a big block on Clark from Angel REESE. Wow. Oh, wow. That is going to be... What are they? Oh, it wasn't even a block on the ball. She got all... That was contact to Clark's head from Angel REESE. She was going for the ball. Just missed it. Then it was blocked by number 20 on Chicago. So they are reviewing that. This should be interesting. I'm listening to them reviewing it so I can kind of figure out what's going on, but they are reviewing it because there was contact to the head. So as we know, any contact above the shoulders, they go to automatic review. Right now, it's just a regular foul on REESE. We'll see if they upgrade it to anything else. So it was officially upgraded to a flagrant 1 on Angel REESE. Clark went to the line for 2, nailed both. 65, 62, 250 left in the third. They were explaining what the differences were between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2. It looked pretty unnecessary. but at the same time, it did look like she was trying to go for the ball. It just, I don't know if Clark went up too fast and she was already mid swing. She swung and just got all of Clark's head, and then the ball was blocked as from the taller defender. So updates will come to see if anything else falls onto Angel Reese for that flagrant one on Caitlin Clark. It's always something with these two. And I guess that's what makes a great rivalry. That is for sure. Harrison goes to the line. Harrison was the other one that was also guarding Clark there at the end as they as she went to the ground. Clark with the ball guarded right away by Hainbury. Samuelson has 9 points with 3 fouls. She passes over to Wheeler, back to Clark, who goes over to the right, guarded by Angel Reese. And contact is called. Angel Reese is chirping, shaking her head. 2 minutes left. Cardoso enters the game for Angel Reese. As we see it as 66-64 with 2:06. So Clark goes to the line again. I don't know. That one doesn't seem to be too much contact. I think you got to let him play there. Clark with 16, 5, and 5 points, rebounds, and assists. Make it 17 as she nails the first one. Of course, Gamecast is telling me that she's going to make the second one as well. Caitlin Clark points Thursday against the Dream, 7. Today she has 18. So a great bounce back game for Caitlin Clark and these Indiana Fever. Yeah, travel is finally called there on Isabel Harrison. 67-64 with 149 in the third. Teaspoon does not like it. That is our 4th turnover for Chicago, 8th for Indiana. Points off turnovers, 11 for Indiana, 2 for Chicago. I do like that number. They're very limited on the turnovers today, especially from Caitlin, who we know has struggled early on. Lexi Hall has drawn a foul, going to the line, makes one, misses the second. Leah Boston with the offensive rebound. Wheeler, a steal from Lindsay Allen. So there's a turnover for the Sky. 68-66. 1:30 left in the third. This one's going to come down right to the wire. I just have a feeling, as all great rivalries should. Casey Hall is at the line. 1:39 left in the third. 67-64. $68-64 now. Hall, I know, is going to miss the second one. That was a big miss. Boston with the rebound to Wheeler. Looking for Clark. Samuelson was wide open. She was looking for Clark, and that led to the turnover. That's got to be something that they work on. Boston. Points off turnovers now. 3 for Chicago, 13 for Indiana. 68-66. Boston going around. Meeting up with Cardoso. Boston. Pass attempt to Hall is intercepted by Mainbury, who looks for another travel. Another travel is called on Harrison, who screams at the official. It's not a that's not a walk. It's not. It clearly is. That's the 5th turnover for Chicago, 10 for Indiana. One, yeah, that's definitely, yeah. I mean, uh, she did pivot there, but it looks like she took 3 steps before she planted and then had the pivot. Wheeler to Clark. Clark going around the whole way around, back to Wheeler, but is called for a travel herself. Clark says, I didn't even have the ball yet. Dana Evans, Mainbury, Evans, sloppy passes to the inside. 68-66. I believe Erica Wheeler is called for the foul there. 33.8. Angel Reese is on the bench, looking very disgusted by the officiating with all the calls with the travels and whatnot. Mainbury puts up a three. No. Rebound Boston over to Clark. Another blue screen. Hopefully it is not Uncle Howdy. And that will be the end of the third. 15 seconds. Clark with the ball going around. 8 on the shot clock. Clark to Boston. Boston over to Hall. Puts it up the three. Off balance. No. Miss. Chicago rebound over to attempted to Cardoso. Goes off Mainbury's foot. Clark dodges out of the way. zero point 0.6 seconds left as we go into the final quarter play. Indiana once again leading by 2. Chicago won the first quarter 26-23. Indiana won the second 24-17. And Chicago won the third 23-21. Hopefully, a strong fourth is incoming for the Indiana Fever to close this one out and get a win once again against their newly found rival, the Chicago Sky. Waiting for the game to resume to start the fourth. Appreciate the 5 that are watching still, as we are just 10 minutes away from the end of this one. Hopefully, just 10 minutes away, as it is pretty close. One of the closer games on the season for the Fever, probably for the Sky as well. Do we have an overtime game in our future? Would be interesting to see. I have not watched a game go to overtime yet this year. I know there's been at least one or two. Hopefully, that's not the case for this one. Getting pretty hungry, want to go get some food and maybe get outside to enjoy the sun. I would go golfing, but of course, the Fever take priority over some golf. Once again, very close game. Very, very good game. Good and close game for both teams. Of course, Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy is once again tweeting out his distaste for Chicago. Like I said, Caitlin Clark just being Caitlin Clark, smart with the passes, taking better open shots, even nailing and draining down off balance shots. Clark with 18 points. That'll help her average in points per game, which is down to 15.6. She was up to 16.4 at some point, 16.8 even. A lot of Caitlin Clark fans once again in Chicago or in Indiana showing out for number 22 as we are underway. Melissa Smith with a rebound after the block on Angel Reese. I'm still waiting for it to start on the CBS broadcast. I wish they would be able to catch up with ESPN in the GameCast there. Once again, like the sign above the broadcast says, make sure you go over and follow the Hardcore Sports Network. Just had to change that around. There we go. I'm finally caught up. Finally seeing the first couple plays here. Clark with the ball, 9:40, going up. Met at half court. Over to Smith. Over to Wallace. To Boston. Go back to Clark. Go back to Clark. To Hall. 5 to shoot. Puts it up. Gets it to go. The roll. 70-66. We have a 4-point lead. Looks like actually a 6-point lead as GameCast is showing. Remember, their biggest lead for the Fever has been 7. Lexi Hall with 6 points, 2 of 3 from the field. Another miss by Chicago. Lexi Hall gets the ball going in. No. Angel Reese with the rebound. Over to Mainbury. To Reese, guarded by Smith. Reese going in, around. Can't get it to roll. Smith with the rebound to Clark. Clark over to Hall. Back to Clark. To Boston. Puts it up. Gets to roll. That being on Cardoso makes it all the more sweeter. 72-66. Indiana with 8:20 left in the fourth. You can start to see the breakaway and the flow, the momentum swinging to Indiana. Carter puts it up, can't get it to go. Angel Reese called for the foul on the rebound there over Smith. Reese can't believe it. Teaspoon can't believe it. Now, everyone wants to say that Caitlin Clark is a crybaby whenever she was early on in the season, whenever she was getting the ghost calls and whatnot. But my goodness, Angel Reese, every time there's something called on her, it can't possibly be a foul. It can't possibly be on her. Clark guarded by Bainbury. Angel Reese has 5. Carter has 4. Is that Wheeler for 3? No. Cardoso or Reese with the rebound over to Carter. Both are still in the game. Met by Hall. Carter gets the floater to go. 72-68, 7:40 left. Carter to the line for her and one. Makes it. And shout out to my man Mitch. The Sky have 69. Smith attempts to put it up, and Cardoso is called, gets the block. Smith makes both. She's up to 10 points now with 6 rebounds. Smith makes the second. Cardoso to Carter. Over to, if team not familiar with Chicago's roster, I don't have them in front of me. Over to Mainbury from Carter. 4 players in double figures for Chicago. There is a block of a interception attempt from Boston, who just blocks the ball right back to Chicago. Then we got Smith to Clark, 74-71, 6:45 left in the game. But back to Smith, puts it up, gets it to go. 76-71, 6:41 left in the fourth. Smith goes back to the line. Makes it 77-71. Mainbury with 20 points for Chicago, 9 of 7 from the field, and 2 rebounds. There's a looks like that was a weird sequence right there. Turnover from Chicago that led back to a turnover from Indiana. Mainbury finishes 77-73, 6:20 left. Clark is bringing up the ball. Met at half court by Carter. Over to Wheeler. Goes a Leah Boston with 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks in this one, as we are just under 6 minutes. Thank you to the 11 people watching right now. Don't forget to go leave a like and a follow on whatever page and platform you're watching on. Share it out, hit the notifications, leave a like on the Facebook page as well as a follow. Both help it out tremendously. 11 blocks for Indiana, 2 for Chicago. Boston going in, gets the 2, 79-73, 5.5 to play. That's where we are. Finally caught up with the game cast from ESPN. Very, very good and close game. Will be will be so all the way to the end, as we are just 5.5 minutes away from the end of this one. Caitlin Clark becomes the first rookie with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 or more assists in 5 games since Brianna Stewart did it in 2016. Was a stat that popped up a little bit ago that I missed right before we started the second half. Shout out to Dave Portnoy for getting a picture of that and being able to tweet it out. He's also tweeting out the video of the Angel Reese and the I swear I don't know. It didn't look that bad live, and then after they showed the replay, you can clearly see the contact of the head. You can see her stare down Clark as she goes to the floor. And I mean that's there is a thing that is the competitiveness and physicality of it for sure. But I mean, what Angel completely just missed the ball and got all of her head. So to then stare her down, like that goes into the unnecessary and unneeded, contact to the head. It was upgraded to a flagrant one. So there is that. Travelers Championship and FedEx Cup starts next Saturday and Sunday at 3 o'clock on CBS and Paramount Plus. So shout out to good old FedEx for that one. Now under 5 minutes and 79-73. Smith puts it up. No. Rebound by Mainbury. 6-point Indiana Fever lead late in the fourth. We got 12 people watching. Got another react on the Facebook. Thank you, Betty Santos, for the like. Thank you, Mitch Kosky, for the love. Betty Santos, if you're still watching on the Facebook page, jump in the chat, leave a comment. So the YouTube isn't the only one that's been talking to me this time besides Mitch. Whenever he jumped in, joined in at halftime. Much appreciated for that, since I know he does not watch the W. Chicago with 3 attempt, drains it 79-76. Of course, Gamecast is showing 81-76, so that's good. Melissa Smith, 13 points, 4 fouls, has the ball over to Clark. Looking for Wheeler. Wheeler going in, stops, backtracks over to Smith, back to Wheeler, going in, puts it up, gets it to fall, 81-76, 4:15 left. Points in the paint, 46 for Indiana, 40 for Chicago. Chicago goes up, no good. Rebound to Indiana. Caitlin Clark, long pass, and can't get it under control is Wallace or Wheeler. No. Now, Gamecast is saying that it was a Caitlin Clark bad pass turnover. It was, but I believe it was Kelsey Mitchell. I believe it was Mitchell that couldn't couldn't get it under control. Clark with the ball again after the rebound, 81-76, 3:40 left, 5 of 8 fourth quarter field goals for Indiana, 7-12 for Chicago. Clark up and around, over to Boston. Clark goes to the floor. The ball is kicked. Mainbury gets it over to Carter, puts it up, no good. Angel Reese puts it up, good. Gets it to fall. Clark, I believe, is still on the ground, though. Discussion going on. 81-76. Carter goes to the line. Carter was 17 points tonight, 18 now. You can count it with the free throw. We got LPGA Classic coming up next on CBS as the next game for the W tips off at 3 o'clock. .326 left and a 4-point lead for your Fever. Presented by AT&T, the Hardcore Sports Network, the WNBA, all that good stuff. Go over to the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, everything else. We got 6 watching from the Facebook page. Can't wait to check out how this did. Appreciate everyone who jumped in, joined, watches on the replay, and joins me in hopefully watching this Indiana Fever win. Much needed win to get closer and closer to being back to 500 as we are well over halfway through this WNBA season. Just about halfway through the WNBA season, I guess I should say, with the All-Star game coming up next week. The skills competition Friday on the 19th, also in Phoenix. And of course, the WNBA All-Star game. Like I said before, go out and vote on WNBA.com. Tweet your picks and votes to me, to the network, to Coach Ed, to Randy. We will talk about them on Full Court Press. That could be a fun segment to do. And go join Coach Ed as he does the UFL championship game at 5 o'clock today. Coach Ed, if you're still here, appreciate you jumping in. You and Randy both being one of the first 2 to comment. Mitch, appreciate you. So thank you. This one winds down. Can't wait to. Yeah, the Chicago Sky 4-8, 3-3 on the road. Indiana Fever 4-10, 2-4 at home. Hopefully they bounce back. 5-10 looks a lot better than 4-11. That's tough to come back from once you get into anytime you get into double-digit losses, especially if that is a quarter of the season in losses. Got to bounce back and figure something out, which I believe they have. Seen another commercial for a CBS original Papa's House coming this fall. Damon Wayans Jr., so that that'll be a good show. As we go back to the Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Timeouts, 2 for each team, fouls to give. Each team coaches challenges. Chicago has 1 remaining. It is Indiana's ball for the possession. Showing the State Farm play of the game, no doubt that it is a pass from Caitlin Clark to Aaliyah Boston to go right under Cardoso and get the score. It was a great bounce pass. If they can figure out that 1-2 punch with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, that will be fantastic. Points in the paint this quarter, 10-0 Indiana for that one. Yeah, the 1-2 punch from Indiana has to be Boston and Clark on the same page. As you can see there, Clark makes a 30-foot three-pointer with Aaliyah Boston and the assist to go up 7 with just over 2 minutes left in the game. I know that put a smile on my face. It's got to put a smile on Fever fans' faces everywhere. and I can't wait to get to watch it. So here we go. Boston to Clark from the logo. Drains the three. Crowd goes nuts. She does her signature. Yell, whatnot. Chicago bringing the ball up. 2:55 to go in the fourth. Indiana is in the bonus. Over to REESE. Clark with 21. 7 from the field. Three of 7 for threes. And Carter draws the contact from Kelsey Mitchell. Clark is so quick with that. Just swings out, gets over, gets the pass from Boston. Doesn't even look like she gets set, just puts it up and drains it from 30 feet. I think Evans has the ball as Cardoso and Hall go to the floor. That is the foul that we're seeing there on Gamecast with 2:38. Cardoso makes both, so it's 84-79. Aaliyah Boston, a turnover. Angel REESE steals it. It is crazy and insane to me that the Gamecast from ESPN and the CBS broadcast get so far behind you. 84-78. Cardoso for her second. Boston pass to Clark. Seventh game this season with 20 or more points, currently at 21. Clark to Boston, who passes to Smith, but it was the turnover there. Chicago going up. Evans to REESE to Cardoso, puts it up, gets it to fall. 84-81. 2:08 left in the game. Smith with the ball. Cardoso 10 points, 4-11 from the field. Clark with a deep three, doesn't go. 1:51 left. 1:06 left as Gamecast shows. Where did the 46 seconds go from there? Showing Clark again. Smith takes a little contact. Clark with 3 fouls, 21 points. No danger there with just over a minute to go. Mainbury puts it up. No. Wheeler with the rebound. Over to Boston. To Hall. Over to Clark. Clark being guarded by Carter. Minute 15, minute 14. Time winding down. Clark with a crazy pass to Boston. Puts it up at the buzzer for the shot clock. Gets it to go. 86-81 with a minute and 6. Looking at the Gamecast, up by 5 with 30 seconds. I think that should just about do it. Angel REESE gets the roll. 86-83. Clark with the ball. 50 seconds and counting. Met at half court by Mainbury. 40 seconds, 8 on the shot clock. Puts it up, can't get it to go. Boston out to Hall, looking for Clark. Gets Clark. What a dart of a pass into Smith, right under the basket. No one there to guard her. 30.1, 88-83. That's where we're at with the Sky calling their timeout. Christy Sides loves it. That was awesome. Puts it up right at the buzzer for the shot clock. Avoids shot clock violation. Clark with a heads-up pass. Here we go. What a game. What a game this has been. Thank you to the 14 people tuning in on the network's Facebook page. I appreciate that. so much, as well as the two watching on my channel. Thank you, thank you. As we get close to wrapping this one up, definitely much appreciated. Don't know when I will be live again for another play-by-play for the Fever. I know Coach Ed will probably be back in action for some for the Liberty as well. And then, of course, catch the both of us and Randy on the Full Court Press podcast this Thursday, where I will be, where I will definitely be celebrating this win. Hopefully celebrating this win. I'm not going to count Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky out just yet. 30.1. Both teams in the bonus. Chicago's ball. Of course, Gamecast is gonna spoil this. Carter with the ball. Mainbury with a deep three, misses. Clark gets the rebound. We got 20 and counting, and Clark is going to get fouled. Clark puts up a shot, doesn't go, doesn't matter. Going to the line with 18.7. See that she nails both of them. What a game for Caitlin Clark. What a game for Leah Boston, for Indiana as a whole. Of course, the turnovers still somewhat of an issue, but I guess whenever you're getting more and getting more points off of turnovers that you get, that doesn't seem like too much of a big deal. No costly mistakes from turnovers or costly points that led to a result that you do not want. 18.7, Chicago calls a timeout. Both teams again in the bonus, 90 to 83. Clark all smiles. Got to be a good feeling as we get closer and closer to the All-Star break. Much needed rest and recovery for this team that has been firing on all cylinders. Chicago doesn't look happy as they are going to find themselves not in a good spot. Timeouts, none for Chicago. Reset timeout. They do have one. Fouls to give, none. Still have a coach challenge. Indiana with two timeouts, one reset, zero fouls to give, and they do not have a challenge. It is the Sky's ball as we are getting closer and closer to wrapping this one up. Unless something absolutely insane happens with 18.7 seconds left, you're down by 7. This has been a great game to watch. Both times I've done solo play-by-plays. I'm happy to say that, as I said on Thursday on the episode, Chicago with that deep three, doesn't fall, rebound, all over the place, finally gets it under control. Looks like Erica Wheeler is fouled with 7 flat left. And that will do it, as you see on Gamecast. I'll stay with the action for the final 7 from the CBS broadcast. Mitchell drew the foul. Looks like she will be going to the line. 16 points already today for Kelsey Mitchell, 2 assists, as she takes her first free throw, misses, doesn't really matter. Just shows that that is one more thing that they have to work on. They're back to the regular ball for not using the Commissioner's Cup themed ball that they showed last week or the last couple games. And we got 3.7, and that will do it. Final 91-83. Your winners, the Indiana Fever, they get one, move up to 5-10. 5 more games, and they will be at 500. Chicago Sky fall to 4-9. Great game for the Fever. Great team game. Caitlin Clark being Caitlin Clark, as we all know that she can be. And that is going to do it for the Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, play-by-play and reactions from me, Nick Witosh at the Hardcore Sports Network, Sleeper Sports Media, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Catch the replay later. Till the next time, take it easy.